TMI, what's happening in Webb's World 3D printing? I'm working from home, but it means I'm home alone. And there are a couple of things that I want to sort of get printing whilst I'm working. So first of all, just have a little look at some of the things we've been printing. Probably the most useful thing you can print. It's basically a filament measure. So what you do, you pop it on the reel like that, and it'll give you an idea of how much you have got left, which is brilliant when you're thinking, oh, I don't know, is there enough? And of course, whenever you set things up to print, it tells you how much filament. So yeah, really useful. Some other useful things, these little pen holders. This is the original size. Look at that. That one is done in a shiny or a silk PLA, whereas the others are all done in a matte PLA. I've enlarged these so I can put bigger things in. More pens, more sticky out things, screwdrivers, that kind of thing. And this one, which is a hoodie, I did with a fuzzy skin. So yeah, I absolutely love my little hoodies and what are they called? Jackets, parka jackets, puffer jackets, that's it, which are pen holders and putting other things in. Love them! It was my niece's birthday, so I had made her a dragon, which I loved so much. I actually had to do my own. And of course, he's in the colour changing filament as well. And you can just see in the background, somebody asked me the other day, have you printed yourself yet? It took a little bit of jigging to get the right image to turn into a figure. But yeah, that's what I have done so far. So that is what we have been printing over the last few days. And you can see me just setting the filaments up, because in a minute, I'm actually going to set quite a long 3D print off. But before we do that, I have got a few things to unpack. Now then, the second thing's just an Amazon delivery that I'm going to need for today's print. But this arrived a couple of days ago. We got contacted by one of the companies to see if we could try out a couple of their products. Now, on my other YouTube channels, I'm quite used to having promotional stuff sent. I often review ukuleles. If a company contacts me to say, can you show off our ukulele or whatever it is and write a brilliant review and everything? No, I can't. I'm always going to be honest with what I do. So that's why you might have noticed there was a paid promotion thing in here. So let's have a little look to see what is in here. So Big Tree Tech, or BIQU, they contacted me, and in fairness, they just said, look, we loved seeing your P2S video. Would you like us to send you these things? Well, let's get it unpacked and see. But there was no conditions with this at all. All they said was, look, just give us any feedback if you've got any. So I like that kind of promotional review and things. So I'll be honest, when I first had their email, I didn't have a clue what they were on about, and then realised then. And the irony was, I didn't know this. When we sort of said, yeah, please send something along, I didn't realise Richard had actually already ordered one of these. So it's something we've been using, part of this package. Well packaged, we have a roll. And then we have a flat package. Let's start with this. Mainly because I do know one of the things in here. Okay, there are 2 build plates in here. Now then, you may recognise one of them because I'm sure there must be some things in previous videos where we have got this. It's the Frostbite build plate, bright blue. And I've got to say, so far, we have loved using one of these. But never seen one of these ones before, which is the Glacier plate. So there we go, we got 2 new build plates. And then this is one I really wasn't sure about. I didn't know what it was, okay? Mainly because of its name. It's called the Panda Diaper P2S. Now then, I live in the UK. We don't have diapers. I know what a diaper is. It's a nappy, okay? I think this is meant to sit in the bottom of the printer and catch all the bits of poop. Yeah, I think it's going to sit down the bottom. Oh my goodness, that is stinking down there. But yeah, that's in a mess, and I think that's where the diaper goes. But that's Richard's job. What I'm going to do now is set off a new print. But what are we going to build? Yes, it's going to be a new moon. Why do I want to do another moon? 2 reasons. We love our moon down here. I'd like one for upstairs, but I'm going to do it. That's in a grey marble filament. I want to go back to a white filament because of what's in this box. One big, one small. We've got some filament. Now, I intend to print the new moon with a white filament. And I just thought, because we're going to do the base as well, we are going to go for, I think it's described as rock coloured base. All right, it's a multi-coloured filament. So it'd just be nice to do something different, but also we've got a slightly different light to go in this one. It's still the same LED light, but this one is an RGB, so it's going to be multi-coloured. So yeah, that's the plan. It's going to be a big one. So what I'm going to do now is go and set it up. I'll show you guys how I do it because we have so many questions about the moon. And then it's going to take, well, let's go and have a look. Before we set it off, I just remembered I better put the new plate in. Because this isn't a Bambu Lab plate, and it's quite good that we've already used one of these, so I know this, there isn't a mark on here for the printer to read what kind of a plate it is. So what you can do is print off a little, I don't know what it's called, the marker that goes on here. So yeah, that just slots into there. So hopefully now when I do send it through, the printer will read it. Right, let's go and set it up. Right, I've just jumped onto the Mac in here. I don't use this computer very often. And in fact, as you can see there, look, there's the moon, which I showed you in the last video, and the plant pot. But it's a lot easier for recording. So let's straight away open up the moon on here. So what I've got to do is go to my Bambu Studio and click on the moon. And that's going to open up straight away in the bit of software. The currently connected printer is, to use this printer, there we go. Right, so that is my basic moon that I've opened up. What I want to do now is make it bigger. Okay, so yeah, I'm on my right printer over there. I'm going to click on the object. Now I've done these, we've printed them in 100%. Which is this original size, which is roughly 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres by 14 centimetres. I want to go bigger because I can come on the plate. So this time, I think I've done 130 and I think I've done 150. Let's have a little look to see what happens if we go 160. Will it still fit on the plate? I've made sure a uniform scale, so everything is going to get bigger. And that's definitely made it bigger. It seems to fit 240, 239, 225. Can I go even bigger? Oh, sorry, I can hear, I've just realised there's a cat in here. What happens if I go 165? Oh, I don't know. 247, 246. That, I don't know, that's pushing it a little bit, I think. I could probably do it, but I'm not going. I'm going to stick to 160. Right, that's quite a big moon. And of course, the hole is going to be bigger, so I'm going to have to do the base bigger as well. So I can remember to do that at 160. But I do want some supports, but I don't want full supports. And I have shown you guys how I did this in the past and think, so on the build plate only, enable support critical regions. That means the very top of it is going to have a little bit of support in there and it doesn't go too thin. Right, slice in. How long is this beast going to take? It won't take long, but this is probably going to take a minute or two, I would have thought.
A few moments later.
Oh, right. Right. It has sliced. The software has done its bit. Ooh. Come on. Look, if you want to be on YouTube, let's do it proper. So, 1 day and 4 minutes. So it's actually 23 hours, 56 minutes of printing. Come on, down you go. There we go. It's going to take 369 grams of filament. Now something else that I've just learned while I'm on here. It always comes up with a cost. And both me and Richard have said, well, how do they know how much your filament has cost? I know this now. You click on one of the filaments. In this case, I'll click on the orange because it's come up as orange. And if you click down on the side on these 3 dots, I want to get edit up. There we go. Click on edit. And can we see now it actually says price for filament. Okay, so I'm going to put in £15. It would have been cheaper than that, I know. But just to have an idea. And now, hopefully, that should, if we... Oh, I'm not going to slice it again. I'm going to have to slice it again now. Right, okay. Here we go.
A few minutes later.
It's interesting to see how much something costs. Of course, you're not taking into consideration electricity, power or time and things. But yeah, it's just to have an idea. So you click on the actual filament over here and those little dots and put in your cost. Right. Same amount of time, obviously. Now it's saying this, to print this part of it, is going to cost us £5.54. Okay, right, I'm just having a quick check. So we've got much less support, but there are some supports. That's on there. Everything seems to be okay on here. Right, what I am going to do is press print and then go back through to the other room. This will take a moment or two to send through. We don't want it red, we want it white. Okay, so was it 11:15 now? It should be ready roughly 11:15 tomorrow morning. Right, we're all ready here. Just wait for the beeps to come through. Whilst it's sending, then it can download, then it can start to print. Doing something, we're doing something. There's a good few hours ahead. I'm going to crack on with some work. First, a cup of tea though.
The next morning.
So actually, oh, we're almost there. Just over 2 hours left. Yes, it is the next day. Yeah, very excited. So it's been almost 24 hours, but 22 hours printing so far. That bit, we get it done, the moon bit, then we're on to the base. Excited! Little bit of a closer look. You can see, look, those are the absolute minimum supports, those tiny little things. You can see the new plate in there as well. And that's what I was talking about yesterday, that little black thing. That has got the code on it for Bambu Lab to read to show what plate it is. Ooh, and just inside there, you can see that's the minimum support. I'm pretty sure though it's going to be enough to make a lovely moon top.
A little later.
Did just a little. Oh, it's done. It's done. It's done. Yes, it is. It's done. Right, let's leave it for a second. Let's leave it cool down. Yes. We don't want to take it out when it's too warm, just in case. I know, come on. 2 seconds now. 1 day-ish later. It's a bit dark. There's a storm going on outside. Right, Idris, come on. Let's get it out. Be careful. Idris. No. Down. Good boy. Stay. Oof. Right, we gotta be careful here. No. Idris, not helping, mate. Right, let's get it off the plate. God, it looks huge. It is. Right. So we've got the main, it's off the plate, we've got the main bit there. We've still got a little bit to get out with the supports, but remember this is the minimum supports, so it shouldn't take me long now. Tell I've done this before now. There we go. Right, so that's the main part of the moon done, and of course this one is in white, not in a sort of marble grey that we did our other big one. Okay, now I've got to get the base ready for this. If you haven't seen one of these multicoloured filaments, that's what it looks like on the actual reel. So this has got sort of greys, orange, browns in it. Right, we're back in front of the computer. I need to find and open up my Bambu Lab. There we go. In fact, there's the moon. Right, so let me just double check a minute. What size did we put it to? Because that's the important bit. 160, that's the magic number. Right, now I've got to go and find the base and open that up. Print history. Ah, right, okay, I should find it. These are all the things we've been printing recently. We're looking for a moon base. Ah, there we go. Right, so yeah, there's another moon. So let's open that. Success, open model. Okay. Download and open, yes. We want this version. I don't know if the new I've been using the original, so that's what I'm going to do. Download and open. Okay, so what I need to do now is make sure. Right, this bit that's come up in the bottom, I think, anyway, this is what I always do. It needs a little bit of support. First job though, make it bigger. So look, you can see it's on 100, that's the original size. Now if I go to 160, uniform scale, it makes it all bigger. Now the light actually is meant to fit the 100 scale, but because we're going bigger, it'll fit in there anyway, and I'm not too worried because we just use a little bit. The lights actually come with a sticky thing, so you can just pop it in there. Right, okay, so that, let's slice it. So this is going through the layers at the minute, seeing how much filament it's using, how long it is going to take. Hang on. Not concentrating yet. Look, that comes up. So what I'm going to do is stop it. And I go over to support. And I enable support. I don't need much, so I'm just going to put support critical. Now hopefully, fingers crossed, this time when we slice it, it doesn't come up with that warning. There we go. It is saying 6 hours and 11 minutes. So we're looking at probably about 7 o'clock tonight. Okay, but this is what I love about using new filaments, especially the different colour ones, because I have no idea what this rock base is going to come out like. Right, print plate. Make sure we're on the right colour. It's a bit slow, this computer today, I don't know why. Ah, because I'm clicking on the wrong bit. There we go. So we want this brownie one. Yeah, everything else is good. If you want to have the time lapse, the video that it makes automatically, always make sure time lapse is on. That's all. Right. Send. Right, that's gone through. We should hear a little beep in there in a minute. Right, while that does its thing before it actually starts to print, I better clean this off, hadn't I? Right, I'm going to go and wash this, have a cup of tea, and in about 6 hours' time, fingers crossed, we're going to have a moon base. First filament going on the plate. Woohoo! Right, so yeah, I'm actually going to get on with a little bit more work now. But this is the absolute beauty of this. I can be in here. I can hear the printer going quietly in the background, but I can actually watch what is going on whilst it's printing. I do like to keep an eye on the first few minutes of the print, the first few layers, just to make sure. I can see something in there. Hang on. What I'm going to do is quickly run in, pause it, remove, there's a tiny little bit of white filament. I'll be back. Right, I don't know if you actually saw that on camera then. All I quickly did was pause it so that I'm not sort of trying to get my hand in there while it's working. I opened the door and very carefully used a scraper and really luckily just picked it up straight away. Now I then pressed resume and fingers crossed it carries on as normal. Probably wouldn't have made a huge difference, but it was just in case, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get on with some work.
A little later.
That's quite mad. It's almost like all the sort of layers you get in rock formations. Awesome. 2 hours, 44 minutes left. So we've still got a little way to go yet. Right, I'm going to have another cup of tea now. I've finished doing a bit more work. 23 minutes left of the base. Richard is home. I have finished teaching. He's at a haircut, so he's got a cold head at the minute. But yeah, can't wait to see this finished. Oh, 6 hours later. Really? That's mad colours. And then, Idris, where are you trying to go, man? Right, down you go a minute. Down you go, right. Can you move the moon? I'll try and move the dog. Down. No, that's not happening. I'm going to just take it out for a second.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to leave this cool down before I take the supports off. Rich.
Yes.
Right, he's going to have a little look at this diaper. I find it really strange saying that because we don't use that word at all.
I get all the bits of pulp. This being a P2S, there's no lip at the bottom, so it's just a matter of sweeping it out. Trying not to touch the grease pieces. Right, then let's look at this diaper nappy. What comes with a little pink brush for cleaning it out with?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Panda Diaper P2S.
BIQU.
Fits perfect. It's like it's been designed to fit this one.
Genuinely, I actually have no idea of price. So I'll pop a link in the description below for their website and things like that.
That is it in.
So how easy is it just to be able to pull out?
There's two little handles.
Yeah? Oh, cool. Alright, and then you just pull it all out on that.
Yeah. And it stopped all the little bits getting into the small holes and bin
Cool,
ports
yeah.
and things like that.
It is amazing how much bits of things, right? I think I've just about finished with this base as well. So yeah, we'll let you know how we get on with the diaper once we've tried it for a bit, and then we know the blue one works because, what's that? The Cryo Grip Pro Glacier, because we've had one of these a little while, but I used the new one today for the moon. And what about the orange one? What's that one called? The
Cryo Grip
Frostbite. Right, I want to get onto this moon. You done there?
I am done.
Cool. Right, I've cleaned all the little bits of support off here, I think.
Okay, do we have a light?
Yes, remember that?
Plugged in yet?
Not quite, now almost ready. Okay. Right, it's on. Let's actually see what we're doing first of all. So it works. I'm just going to pop it on the top for a minute. Disco! I bet that's on like a flash one in a minute. You can do fades and different colours and things. Looks good, doesn't it? Sort this out. So, as you can see, we have enlarged this a lot, alright? There are different versions out there. You can put brighter bulbs in. And that's something we may look at in the future. We'll see. But basically, the original size fits that light perfectly. Okay, so the moon just slots over and you turn it round. So the first job I need to do is stick that bulb in. Okay, so that is actually stuck in there. Now, you can take it off. You could glue it in, but that would be easier to take off. Right, the other bit is you're going to make sure that the really patterned bits are at the front. In other words, not where the cable is. So, and then you've got to do a twist, like so. And just a little idea of what that base looks like close up with that filament. It really is nuts with the multicolour layers. Yeah, I've got to admit, that looks quite
really good.
Good, doesn't it? So that is our new moon. How long? When did I start this video? Yesterday morning. So that's not bad, really. But yeah, it's different because it's a different filament. I really like the base of that. It does look quite rock-like, and it's white, and we've got the RGB light in it.
Lovely.
Printed it on the Cryo Grip, whichever the blue one is. But in fairness, they have sent us the diaper. They've sent us 2 plates, so we'll let you know we get on with those. You happy with that?
Very happy. From our experience with the blue plates, it is much better if we can adhesion problems.
So yeah, pretty pleased with this, aren't we?
Yeah.
And of course, we used one of the new plates to print the moon. Richard has fitted the diaper.
Yes.
And what were you just about to send through?
Oh, a plate holder for my new plates.
We'll let you know where we get on with the orange plate and how the diaper is as well. And there's our new moon. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. What do you think of Richard's haircut? I did say it was very short, didn't I? I do hope you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. As I said, it's going to be some 3D print stuff. It's going to be some music stuff. I'm going away in a couple of days as well, so I'm looking forward to that. If you've enjoyed the video, please give us a like, leave a comment, And don't forget to subscribe and
Ring the bell.
so you don't miss out on new videos. Thank you for watching.